We're going to find out how well an amateur cook can make a very famous dish from Food Wars and whether or not I can improve upon it. But to figure out whether or not my version is going to stack up against Yukihira's version, I'm going to make the control group. Food Wars dishes can be incredibly complex, so I'm going to take Abigail through how to make this dish before she gets started. So this is going to be the control group dish, right? I did prep some of this out ahead of time, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did. I minced the onions, made sure they were super, super tiny, so this way we can get a lot of those enzymes from the onion onto this steak. Ooh. And you can see the color difference, right?
Yeah.
So this is the steak we had prepped out. The only big difference that I am trying to do here is making sure that this is fully dry. I know Yukihira doesn't say that, but I like having my steak a little dry so it doesn't have any water when it hits the pan, right? So we're gonna hit this with just a splash of oil. I did season the pan earlier already, so we make sure we have that. Get this nice and hot. We're gonna get like a ripping good sear on this. And then it's pretty straightforward after that. Do a little salt action. Not too much because we are putting soy sauce in this, so it'll get kind of salty.
You're kind of salty.
I am salty. Oh, salty boy. I'm gonna drop this into here. And this is chuck steak. This is only like $4 a pound. So we're gonna only sear this for maybe 6 minutes on each side. I'm gonna move it over here because this is gonna actually smoke the house out. This has been going for just a few minutes. I want to show you guys what the other side of this steak looks like. You can see how like nice and charred that is. A little bit of caramelization on there. That Maillard reaction is what you're looking for. I'm going to turn this down and we're going to let this finish cooking in the pan, and then we get to finish off the dish. This is what our steak looks like now. It's like super caramelized. It smells delicious. Like,
freaking amazing.
Right? It's so good.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna let this rest on this rack and let it rest for, I don't know, about 5 minutes while we're making the sauce, because we still need, look at all that.
That's like Rachel's dream right there.
It's so good. Now we take all of the onions that we minced, right? That covered the steak, and we put it right into the pan. We're not trying to like caramelize them, right? We're just trying to saute them up and soften them.
Look at how beautiful these look.
Yes, it's so nice. All right, I think that's pretty good.
Approved.
Yeah? Okay. Look at how much onion.
That's a lot of onion.
I would just eat those I would eat those with a spoon. Now we keep the same pan and we're gonna add red wine to deglaze it. I'm gonna cook this down just a little bit.
It's such a pretty color. It's a happy color.
Throw the soy sauce in there, and now we're gonna cook this down for probably 2 minutes, just until it thickens up.
Right. You want a thick boy.
Yes. So after a couple of minutes, this is what the sauce looks like, right? Then we're gonna kill this. Now it's ready to plate up. This is where it gets fun.
This is
a good size bowl. Now, the big thing with Yukihira's version is he uses umeboshi or pickled plum paste. So here's how we're gonna do that. We're gonna get rice first. So like 2 cups of rice, right? That's what we're doing for this. Then we're gonna take our umeboshi paste. This gets cut into the rice. Kind of like if you were to add sushi vinegar to this. Now, for the steak, I'm gonna slice it. I'm gonna take this giant pile of steak, place it right onto here. Do not eat yet. Then
torture.
Take
your
onion. Yep. All of the onion.
Oh, yes.
Last, this is some of that soy sauce with a little bit of the red wine. It looks just as good as the other ones I actually think this is one of the better ones that I've made. So we get to dig into this, and you get to taste it, and then you have to recreate it. We're also gonna have Rachel taste test this to see how it compares with this one versus the one that you're gonna make versus the one that I'm gonna make later. Rachel!
Raquel!
Rachel! So Rachel is our neutral judge. This is the control dish, and then you're gonna try Abigail's after. So dig in.
Oh. Big bite. You're a big bite.
That's what she said. Just use your hands.
I can't chopstick, guys.
Just take a handful.
I know.
I'll love that. Good flavor. I got a gristly piece of meat though. The meat is really gristly, and that's a texture thing for me.
Okay, so you're...
Oh my God. No, the fat is so good.
If it was a better cut of meat, this would be really good. But the texture with the gristle and the fat, I cannot do it.
Like, that's the best.
It's all stuck together. Look at this.
You're ruining the whole thing. Rachel can't do it. So now we have to try Abigail's version. You know how to do it? You good? So you saw how we made the control group for like the anime version of this steak. I kind of prepped stuff out for you already for everything that you might need. We already have rice ready, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yes!
Okay, because that takes so long. Also, everything in here in the recipe she's making is in my brand new cookbook. This is the Annie Bites Master Edition, which you can pick up and pre-order right now at chefpk.com.
Do it!
Do it! This recipe is in here, and honestly, there's a ton of really cool anime recipes. Also, 10% of all sales goes to the Chef PK Scholarship, where we're gonna be putting in a bunch of money for different culinary students and art students for them to apply to help pay for school. If you guys wanna pick one up, we have them available for pre-order right now. Go check it out. Now, Abigail's gonna burn down my kitchen. I'm gonna say you have to start with this and this. Knives are over there. Godspeed.
I'm going to start doing this. I'm terrified. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna start.
Cross hatch it.
I don't know what I'm doing. Look at all that fat. That's where all the flavor is.
Okay, so you have your steak cross hatched.
Oh no, now here comes the onion.
Now you got to do the onion.
Oh,
And it is minced onion.
Let me get into character really fast. I have to pretend like something tragic is happening because I know I'm about to start bawling my eyes out. Do not make fun of me for my knife skills. I know they're bad.
Just imagine, how many people out there have tried making this and maybe consider themselves an amateur or like a home cook. So just
No
mince,
blood
you
yet.
just want to mince the onion, that's great. There you go. Look at that rocking motion.
I don't know how you guys get it so tiny. This is not the most efficient way, obviously, but I've had a lot of caffeine and I'm a little afraid to do it any other way.
You're getting there.
So, do I shove it back in the bag with the onions now?
Yep, that would be the easiest way to do it because then you can marinate them like that. So and then you kind of move it around and get it fully covered.
I would like to preface, I don't like to do things the normal way, so.
I mean, that is the motto of the channel, right?
I think we're looking pretty good. We're almost all covered. Ta-da!
Looks good. Now you get to marinate it for 30 minutes in the fridge.
Nice little slap for some extra luck.
It has been about 30 to 35 minutes, just because we forgot to say that.
How am I gonna get all of these onions off?
With great vigor.
Here we go. We're gonna... There's no way in heck that I'm getting all of these off.
I did run mine over water to help with, once I got the majority of them off.
I've gotten a majority of them off.
Here, do you want a third plate to work with?
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm also gonna give you your own salt and pepper so you don't contaminate mine.
It's probably a smart choice.
Why don't you just give it a good wipe with that towel over there? And then we'll get you another cutting board to cut onions.
These are all different shapes and sizes.
All right.
Ta-da! And boop! Now it is time for me to burn the house down.
Let's go.
Let's go! Wow, this has some weight to it.
No.
Paul has already seasoned this lovely pan for me by just putting some oil in it. And I just throw it in there.
Did you want to season it first?
I mean, well, that sounds like a good idea now that you say it.
I'm not saying anything else for the rest of this.
And a little pepper. All right, let's put the big boy in there first. Then whatever the F this is. I feel like I was once again set up here. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? I don't think I'm forgetting something. Not yet, because I haven't flipped it yet. So I don't need to season the other side quite yet.
Season which side?
The other side. Isn't this interesting? I'm nervous. I don't want to burn it. Look at that. I'm afraid that I'm gonna overcook it, so I'm gonna take this off right now. It's also, honestly, looking pretty good. It's gonna go back there. No. My onions go in, right? I'm second guessing everything.
I think this is a good way of showcasing that a lot of these dishes aren't the easiest and they do take some practice.
Once again, my eyes are starting to water. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh yeah, let's put just maybe a smidgen of salt. I think these are looking pretty good. I'm happy with those. I start with the wine, yes? No, I start with the soy sauce. Did I start with the wine? Yes, we're starting the wine. Too late now. Is this soy sauce? Woo! Ooh, this is sexy. Pop that off.
You going to plate up?
Yes, look how pretty that is. Rice, steak, and whatever that is. Can I use this as my hand?
Yeah.
Okay, mine's not as pretty as Paul's, but you know what? We're more like medium well, maybe. We tried.
Just go with it. Just go with it. It's glorious.
Can I phone a friend? I'm scared I'm gonna cut myself.
It is still easier just to use hands. This is a tough cut of meat. I'll let you deal with this one.
That's as good as we're gonna get here. Rice. Plum paste? I feel like I put way too much in there. Oh, this smells so nice. We're gonna I'm not gonna do this in a pretty way. I'm not as graceful as some of us. Whee! Ah! Rachel's gonna come down and see the difference. I feel like, okay! I think we're good. I've used all of my ingredients.
You did. All right, cool. Let's do it.
No, don't do that to me. Oh! My sauce!
There it is.
Whee! Ta-da! Oh, there go my green onions. Rachel!
We're all here. We're gonna try Abigail's version of the dish. So this is Abigail's dish. I tried not to help her as much as possible.
I'm terrified.
Good luck.
Hold on, I have to find like the good piece of meat.
It's not poison.
It's not poison!
It's good. It's saltier than the other one. Oh. The meat is still really, really tough.
Well, that's because I overcooked it.
The flavor is good.
This is the last time Paul asked me to cook anything.
The presentation on the other one was better.
Well, that's a shocker.
That piece of meat had like less fat and gristle on it, so that's a plus.
We've made the control dish. Abigail has made the amateur version. Now we get to make the very fancy version, which should go quick, because I already made most of it.
I have doubts.
Now for what I am hoping to be the expert version of this dish, I actually wrote everything out on this beautiful diagram. Look at that, see that? I draw everything out. This is gonna be fun. The one thing I think this dish is missing, honestly, is texture. But what I also did is I chose filet mignon. And this thing has been cooking in the sous vide for the last 2 hours and it's the perfect temperature, which I'm gonna sear off right now. Get a nice crust on there. Yes, good. I'm gonna sear this on both sides for like 2 minutes just to get a nice crust on it, and that's ready to plate up. Look at the crust on that. Oh. This one is a little less done than this, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm good with that.
Now for the onion.
Yes. These are the minced onions that I did for the filet. Still gonna deglaze this with just a little bit of red wine. Just a touch. I just want the stuff off the bottom of the pan. Then this is, what is this?
God.
Whiskey barrel aged shoyu.
It is so
This is super good.
good.
That's it.
Oh my God, that's
Yep.
beautiful.
Now we get to do the rice. Now for the rice, I'm gonna take beef tallow, so this is beef fat. Well, because also filet is not very fatty.
No.
So you can do stuff like this and give it different flavors with different fats. So this is also sesame oil.
That's gonna be so good.
Okay, now while this is heating up, I gotta get my rice ready. I'm gonna take a big old grip of my rice. I'm gonna put it into my rice press. Hopefully it doesn't stick too hard to the cutting board. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna press it just a little bit. I'm actually gonna cut this in half so it's easier to work with. We're gonna place this right into there and we're gonna fry it up a bit. So I'm gonna fry this up just until I get that sesame like nice and crispy. I'm gonna leave this, we're gonna leave it in the pan. It'll continue to fry. Now we can start plating everything up though. I was thinking, how sick would it be to actually serve it on spoons? This is gonna be a one biter, but you could technically just have this in a bowl too. So if you wanna make this at home, just throw it all in a bowl. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, let's check this filet. I'm gonna square it off just a bit.
Oh my.
Woo!
You can like hear the crust of it. Damn.
So good. Now, for the rice. I'm trying to make this to where it's about the same size as the filet. So we're gonna go here and then in half, and then it's gonna go right onto our spoon. And then same thing with this one. This is where a little bit of the fun layering comes in. So you still want the umeboshi because it adds that citrus and like acidity to it, but I'm gonna do
Just a bit.
a very small amount because it's not a lot of rice. Then we're gonna take one of our pieces of filet, a really nice filet. Remember where we poured the sauce
We're
over?
gonna sauce it first.
We're gonna brush it.
Ooh!
Because that sauce is very strong. So you wanna make sure you're not putting a ton on there. And then some of our cooked onions.
Some of the cooked onions.
Then we're gonna do some green onions that I had done, but I dried them. Another couple on each one.
Yes.
This is technically everything that Yukihira would have done, right? I wanna add just a little bit of a serrano for some heat,
Yes.
right? I think just that extra bit of kick, but like the thinnest. That's all you're getting. And there is my version of Yukihira's chalipin steak. Rachel!
Raquel!
So Rachel, this is my version of the chalipin steak. The key difference is that this is about $4 more in total cost, but we still have extra steak over here than the other one. So the other steak cost about $4. This one cost just a little over like $9 for the whole steak.
Okay.
Right? So I want you to try this and tell me if it's worth it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
As Abigail goes,
It's like butter. You don't like, it just melts.
Number one.
Number one,
It has nice texture. The steak is tender.
smokiness,
Umami.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So make
Oh
sure
my
if you want to pick up one of our brand new cookbooks at chefpk.com, $30 for the book. Also, you can get the one with the headband, and 10% of all sales goes to the Chef PK scholarship that I'm running for you guys.
Do it.
Let's go. My name's Chef PK, and remember, keep playing with your food. We're just gonna chew on some filet now.
This one wins.
This is where we just devolve into Neanderthals.